Now, next method will allow us to display the navigation, basically the pagination on the page under the records, or above if you prefer so. Okay, so after our get records method inside of the paging class, create another private function, get links. Okay, first of all, we'll check if number of pages is more than one, because if there's just one page, then obviously there's no need for displaying any pagination. So if this underscore num of pages is more than one, then first of all we'll create out array, which will store all of our links. And first link, okay, first link will be if this underscore current is more than one, which means basically if current page on which we are the page which we are currently viewing is not the first page, basically it's second page or something, then we're gonna display the link which is taking us to the first page. So out array, and we put into this array the value of href backslash double quotes and another double quote dot to concatenate this URL, then dot again to concatenate two double quotes, backslash in between of two of them, then closing a tag first and closing a tag. Then else, if it's first page actually, then out display just span rather than link. Span with the same first inside of it. So we have our first link created. Now we're going for the previous link. We scroll up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Now if this underscore current is more than one, and then else, we're going to do something else. Okay, so if it's more than one, then first of all we check we get the previous page number, so previous page number. It's always good to keep comments about what you do. Sometimes it's allowing you to work through all these methods and everything a little bit quicker later on. So ID equals, and in brackets we're gonna do some deducting this current minus 1. This will give us the number of the previous page. And then we have URL variable, which basically checks if ID is more than 1. Because if it's 1, that means we go into the first page, then we don't need the PG parameter inside of the URL. We can just go directly to the page. So if it's more than 1, then this underscore URL dot ampersand and then dot to concatenate with self, two colons, and obviously our static key dot, and in between two double quotes equal dot ID. Otherwise, so colon this underscore URL. I'm going to clean it up a little bit so it's a little bit clearer. It's a little bit, makes a little bit more sense most probably when you look at this like that. So we're checking if ID is more than 1, then URL will be our URL, page URL, then ampersand key, which will be PG equals and the number of the previous page. Otherwise, if it's if the previous page is the page number 1, which will be our landing page, obviously when you click on a category, then simply display the URL of the category, just to indicate, just to show you a little bit how it's going to work. And obviously we have now just a catalog, page equals catalog and a category equals 1. And if we were about to add ampersand and PG equals 2, then we go in, as you can see, we move to the next set of the records. If we go to 1, then obviously we get to the first page, but there's no need for this PG1 because it's the first page, which is a landing page. We can remove it and we get exactly the same results. So this is what this basically does. And obviously, after this, we need to add this result to our out array. So out with 2 square brackets equals a href, then in curly braces URL variable, then again backslash double quote previous and closing a tag and semicolon right at the end. Okay, otherwise obviously we can copy this from the previous statement. Out equals, but instead of first, it's going to be previous. If it's obviously the first page, then we don't need the link. It's going to be just span. Okay. Now let's move to the next video to don't make these videos a little bit too long, and we're gonna carry on with the same method.